Hey, I'm Adam, and today I'm super excited to talk to you about some of the really deep existential truths that I have learned as my meditation practice deepens, as I've been meditating for a couple of years now, and I've done many meditation retreats. And also, I'd like to bring together all the different sources that I've been studying from different religious scriptures to other spiritual masters, and I want to bring together some of the super deep and also scary existential truths, meaning the truth of this reality right here. I'm going to talk to you about it, and I'm super excited. I think your mind is going to be completely blown by the end of this talk. So I want to start off with a disclaimer. First of all, I'm not being cute or anything. A lot of the things that I'm going to share with you can genuinely be disturbing, because I'm going to cut through all of the bullshit of your life, and I'm going to basically dissolve many things that you think to be true about reality. I'm going to call them into question, and you may feel attacked by these ideas, but I'm not going to do it in an asshole way. We're going to inquire together, and you're going to learn a lot. But I'm just saying, be prepared, because these are some pretty serious ideas. But to start off light, I want to tell you a story about this man that I met in the park a couple months ago. I was at a drum circle with some hippies, with some friends. We were doing drumming in the park. It was a great time. And I met this man towards the end of the day who was not like your average person. He was enlightened. He had a look in his eyes where you could see that he was dead inside, but in the best of ways. He would stare directly through my soul. He had the most beautiful blue hue to his eyes, and you could tell the second you look at him that he was an enlightened master. And he told me that he had been practicing deep yoga, so meditation, super deep meditation, that he had been practicing on his own time for almost 12 years. And this man, he was 38, and I'm telling you, he must have looked 22. Just being in his presence was really grounding for me personally. So I was telling him about myself. I was telling him about all the things that I want to accomplish in my life. And he sensed that it was the proper time for him to share with me some very deep existential truths about this present moment right here. And this is what he said to me. He said, "Listen, man, everything you're saying to me is just a story. We live in a story land. Everything is a story. The fact that you exist, the fact that the world exists, the fact that the universe exists, these are all just existential stories that we have made up in our mind, and they occur in this present moment." And the way that he explained this to me completely shattered everything that I thought was true, and I literally had to take a moment and sit down and cry a little bit. Not actually cry, but I was like really troubled by what he was saying to me. It was completely mind-boggling. And at that time, I had already been a practitioner of meditation, so what he was explaining to me was really hitting home to me. So I'm going to now try and explain to you what he was saying to me, but with an analogy. So this one is my favorite analogy. It's called the dream analogy. So I want you to notice now that when you dream at night, the dream seems real to you. You don't actually know you're dreaming. So when you go to sleep at nighttime, you go off into some different world. Let's say you're walking through a forest as you're dreaming. And as you're walking through this forest, you don't know that it's a dream. You don't have that context. You think it's real. because that's how dreams are. They're very realistic. Even though they're not completely the same as our waking reality, the dreaming reality, when you're inside of it, seems very realistic. So let's say you're walking through this forest, you're walking on your forest path, looking at the birds, looking at the trees, okay? As you're looking at these trees, you don't know that the trees are just dream trees. They seem like real trees, right? Because you don't have the context that you're dreaming while you're in the dream. This is very important. Now let's think about when you're looking at those trees in your dream, what are those trees actually made of? Like, people don't understand when I ask them this question, okay, what are they made of? I'm talking like their very being. What substance are these dream trees actually made of in your direct experience in the dream? So let's imagine you're dreaming, okay? And you're gonna look at these trees and you're gonna try and see what the actual trees are literally made of in that moment. They're just made of sensation, pure sensation. They're made of your mind because you're dreaming. It's all in your mind, right? So as you're walking through this forest, you're looking at these trees and you're believing that they're real, first of all, and you're also believing that these trees are separate from yourself. So in your dream, there's a part of the dream that is you. And this is the part of the dream that you identify with as being yourself. But then there's other parts of the dream, so like external parts of the dream. So your environment, let's say if there's other characters in your dream, or there's other people, maybe there's enemies that you have to fight, like monsters and stuff. All of these occurrences in your dream are not you when you're dreaming. So from your perspective, all these external things are not you, and they're not your dream. It sounds like what I'm saying is obvious, but we just need to understand that even though these trees that you're looking at seem separate from you, in reality, they're just made of your mind. In the same way that in your dream, your perspective is also made of your mind. It's made of sensation, pure sensation. And this is the analogy that I'm trying to graft onto this present experience here, this waking reality. I'm trying to say that it's just your mind, but not that it's happening inside your head. I'm saying that what you're seeing right now in this present moment, we have to, when I'm talking about this present moment, it's important that you are also moving your awareness and your attention into this present moment with me, because I'm using my words as pointers so that you can bring your awareness into this present moment, this one right here, not some other present moment, this present moment here, this one, right? So an easy way you can do this is just to focus on your breath and just know that you're breathing. Once you know that you're breathing, you're in this present moment. We're going to be aware together. Okay, so as I'm talking, I'm going to keep pointing your mind and your attention back to this present moment, because I'm not trying to communicate to you any type of fancy belief system or any type of religious ideology. I'm literally trying to point to your direct experience and show you what is happening right now in the now. Okay? So it's very important for you to first realize that this present moment here, this one, is all that exists. This is all that exists. This is the only thing that you have of reality. Meaning, if you were trying to prove reality's existence to yourself, the only thing that you would have to use is this present experience. Because look, just look now. This present experience here is all that exists. It's all that's real. It's all that you ever have had, and ever will have. It's just this present experience. It's the present moment, always. Okay? So if I were to communicate to you some type of super deep metaphysical truth about the very nature of reality, let's say I was trying to explain to you what reality was made of, the substance of reality. Where do you think that this substance would have to occur in order for it to be true, for it to actually exist? The substance of reality has to be in this present experience right here, because this experience is all that exists. It's all that is real. This present moment right here, are you following what I'm saying? I'm just trying to point you to this present moment here, and I'm trying to explain to you that this is all it will ever be, just this present moment, okay? Now, let's look at what the present moment is actually made of. Let's look together, okay? I'm going to use my words as pointers to point your awareness in the direction of where I want it to be, but I want you to investigate this current present moment right here, okay? So let's say you're probably watching this video on your phone, or let's say on a computer screen or on a TV screen, okay? But you're probably sitting down and you're watching this video, okay? Become conscious now with your awareness, and just know that this present moment is all that exists, okay? And I want you to look at what is the present moment actually made of. What is it made of? What is its substance? So, if we're going to look now, the present moment seems to just be made of sensations, sensory experiences that we can categorize them into 5 different senses: seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and also a 6th one that Buddhism postulates, thinking. The 6th one is thinking. So if you do any study of Buddhist scripture or you do meditation, where they talk about the 6 sense doors: seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, touching, or just your 5 senses, plus thinking. Okay? That is what this present moment is made of. It's made of sensations, okay? Bare sensations. And then what happens is your mind, the thoughts, project ideas and concepts and beliefs onto this bare sensory experience that we call the present moment. Okay? So when I'm talking to you, I'm also pointing to your present experience, and I'm trying to get you to see that it's made of sensations, okay? But it's also made of concepts and beliefs that are happening in your thoughts. And they're not happening consciously in your thoughts. They're actually happening very deep subconsciously. And this is what I'm going to call the context of this experience. The context of this experience literally just means, okay, I'm sitting in my room and I'm on the earth, and the earth is floating through space. And this reality now is real, and I'm alive, and I'm Adam, I exist. And I was born as a human being into this world 18 years ago. All this stuff, it's all context. It's thoughts. It's ideas. Okay? The problem that many people have when understanding the most fundamental nature of reality is they have the inability to separate the content of their thoughts with the actual being of the thoughts, the substance of the thoughts. What is the thought occurring as? What in your present experience? So if you do lots of meditation work and you observe your thoughts for thousands and thousands of hours, like I have been doing, you will see that the thoughts occur. The thoughts are real. The thoughts are real things, okay? But they're not what you think they are. The thoughts are just sounds, just jabber, blah, 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 blah. It's just inner mental sound, okay? But the content of the thought, meaning what the thought is pointing to, the ideas, the concepts, and the beliefs. So let's say you're thinking about a cup of coffee, okay? That cup of coffee it's a mental image, okay? It's a sight, an inner mental sight. That's the bare level of existence. And then you interpret that with context. It's like, okay, that's a coffee cup. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you that there's a difference between the content of your thought, what is like the story behind your thoughts. So let's say you're thinking about the last time you went to the park, okay, or the last time you went on a date with someone. You recall that, you're thinking about it, and notice that that thought is occurring in the present moment right now, first and foremost, and second of all, that thought is made of experience. It's the actual experience of that thought is occurring in the present moment, but the content of that thought, the date that you went on doesn't exist. It's false. It's a story in your mind that you're believing to be true. Okay? So we're going back to the point that the present moment is all that exists. Oh, okay? I'm just going to get straight to the point. When you separate the content of your thoughts with the actual being level of your thoughts, meaning the actual sound of them in your mind, you start to realize some really, really scary and interesting and profound truths about reality that I'm going to share with you right now. But you need to understand that I'm pointing to your direct experience right now. Okay? The first very profound ramification of the present moment being all that exists is that the past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. Literally. They literally don't exist. They never have and they never will. All of that, past, future, thinking about history, thinking about World War I, World War II, thinking about the future, there's going to be robots and I'm going to get older and I'm going to die one day. All that, it's a story. It's happening in the present moment, in your thoughts. Okay? I'm communicating to you using ideas, okay? But the ideas that I'm using are just pointing you to this direct experience. The actual ideas that I'm communicating are fictions. They're false. I'm just trying to get your awareness to focus on this present moment because this is all we have to communicate is language. Okay? So what I said is literally the past doesn't exist. What that means is that literally you were never born. And literally you will never die. And you have to be very open-minded to try and understand what I'm saying, but just realize that I'm pointing to your present experience. What is birth? Let's investigate. What is birth? What is the fact that you were born? What is that? Look in the present moment. What is it? It's story, a mental story, a thought that you created. You made that up. And it was told to you from society. You every single day since, your entire life, which is also a story, but your entire life, you've been told, like, okay, I'm a human being in this world. That means that I was born. And you just kind of assumed that. You took that for granted. You assume that you were born. You assume that you're real. You assume that reality actually exists and it's not a dream. You assume that you're not dreaming right now. And it's all a thought story. This is what Abhi, the Indian guy who practiced yoga for 12 years that I met in the park, that I spoke to you at the start of this video about, this is what he was trying to explain to me. That the entire world, everything is a story. The only thing you have that is real is this present moment, this direct experience here and now. Look and see if what I'm saying is true. Is what I'm saying true? I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to look in your direct experience right now. Does the past exist? Let's look. Let's look right now. Where is the past? The past would have to occur within the present moment because the present moment is all that exists. The past literally is occurring now in the present in the form of our thoughts and our concepts. And the same with the future. The future is also occurring in our thoughts, in our mind right now. It gets even deeper and it gets even weirder. Even weirder. And this one, already as I'm talking about these ideas, notice if at all you're getting defensive or you're trying to defend your beliefs. It's like, no, Adam, of course the past exists. We have fossil evidence, or we have all these history books. What about those, Adam? Are you denying that the history books exist? That's not very scientific of you. But listen to what you're saying. You're trying to prove the existence of the past with evidence that is occurring in the present, because the present is all that exists and it's all you can ever use to prove anything, because it's all that is real, the present moment. I know I said it a million times, I know, but I'm just trying to direct your attention to now, and I want you to see that it's all that exists literally. What else does that mean? That also means that you, as a human being, as a person, as an identity, so me, Adam, that entire idea is a fiction in your mind. And I'm not talking about like, oh, yeah, it's just philosophy. I'm talking literally, you don't exist as a separate entity from this present moment. That's a concept, okay? If you take an object like this pen over here, okay? And you look at it for long enough, you will start to see that, first of all, it's not a pen. That's a concept. It's an idea, a conception that you've projected onto the pen. This isn't a pen, okay? Pen. Is this a pen? Is that what it is? It's a pen. But then when you actually look in your direct experience and you look at it and you wonder about it, what is this thing? What is it made of? And then you question the answers that you get. So, okay, it's made of atoms. That's what society, my culture, my scientific and rationalistic culture tells me, that this pen is made of atoms. Okay, let's observe in our present experience, okay? All of the proof of atoms has to occur in this present experience, otherwise it's fiction. Okay, so let's look. Is this made of atoms? Let's look. What are atoms? Oh, I see. Atoms are just a concept in my mind that I made up. It's not actually real. It's not actually here in this present experience. Atoms are a conceptual thing that has been implanted into my mind through my culture. Oh, I see that now. Now that I'm observing this pen directly in my direct experience, I can cut through all the bullshit that's in my mind that my thoughts are projecting onto this current object. Okay? What I'm talking to you about can't be understood by you unless you do some serious contemplation for yourself, and you also practice meditation, and you also study spirituality, and you also talk to spiritual masters, and you think about this stuff all day, and you think through it, and then you revise your ideas and you think about it. Okay, I'm just giving you the conclusions that I have come to from my own direct experience of contemplation into the nature of reality. Okay? So going back to that you don't exist. Notice that you can't actually locate yourself in your direct experience. And we're going to do a little exercise right now. So I want you to locate yourself in your direct experience. Okay, what did you locate? Probably your body, okay? But you need to ask yourself, we're gonna do self-inquiry right now. We're gonna inquire into the nature of ourself. You need to ask yourself, am I my body? Am I my body? That's a very good question. And then you're already thinking, okay, Adam, of course I'm my body. I'm obviously my body. Look, I'm right here. I've been here my whole life. And look, I'm a human being. I have a body. It's made of cells. It's made of organs and tissues. But then you notice that that's all a story, and all of that shit is not actually here in your present experience. What is your body? Look and see what your body is. It's a sight and it's a feeling. It's a bodily feeling and it's a sight. And it's also, very subtly, this is the important distinction, it's also a concept in your mind that you have created. You've invented this concept and you've applied that concept unconsciously to the bare feeling sensation of your body and the actual image of your body. So what I'm saying is, okay, are you your body? Let's actually wonder about that for a second. Am I my body? Is that what I am? Is that what I exist as? My body. Well, let's think about, okay, well, what part of my body am I? I have to be more precise. So if I cut off my leg, do I still continue to exist? Yes. Okay, so that means that I'm not my leg. And I'm not my other leg, and I'm also not my arm. What are you? What do you exist as? You are something that is always here in this present moment. Something that always pervades this moment here. It's always here. That's what you are. You are always here now. What is that thing? Is it a thing that's always here? What is it? Is it a brain? Are you... Notice that we only have 6 senses, 6 sensory perceptions. Okay? Meaning that if that is all we have of reality, we should investigate them so that we can understand what we exist as, who we are. So let's look. When you do this process, I can't get into it super deep right now, because it takes a while. It's a lot. I've been studying this stuff for years. I've been practicing it myself. There's a lot of information to get at. But what I'm trying to do with this video is I'm just trying to open up your mind to understand some of the deepest and most profound spiritual truths that are super difficult to understand. You literally don't exist. Your entire life is a story. Past and future literally don't exist. You will never die. And you were never born. Am I just talking bullshit? Maybe. Look in your direct experience now and see if what I'm saying is true. Maybe I'm wrong. Investigate it for yourself. Think about it for a second. Was I ever born? Is that just a thought story that is occurring right now in the present moment? Or was it real? Was the past real? Did it actually happen? Or is it just a concept that happened right now, that is occurring right now? Because on the surface, it may seem that I'm just doing pointless philosophy and that what we're talking, yeah, it's all well and good, but like, how's it going to make me more money? Or like, how is it going to help me survive in this world? And in one way, it's not. But in another way, by discovering the existential truths of reality for yourself and awakening to this present moment, which is what I'm advocating right now, one literally becomes free from all suffering in their life. And they are then able to radiate unconditional love, because the conceptual boundary between self and other, so not self, like in the dream we were talking about at the start, the actual boundary begins to collapse. And you realize that it's just this present moment and it's all a dream. And as you're walking through that forest path in your dream and you're looking at the trees, you see, oh, the trees are just a sensation. It's just mind. My body is just mind. My concept that I exist, me, Adam, is just mind. Oh, fuck, I don't exist. I'm the tree. The tree is me. It's all made of the same mind. It's all occurring now in the present, and it's all sensation. And you can choose to identify with certain sensations, which is what's happening in your dream, which is what you are. What you are, I'm talking to you, your actual existence, you are a false identification with a small portion of this present moment. Whereas in reality, you're the whole thing. The whole thing. It's all you. And when you discover this, your body, not just discover it mentally. I'm not talking about this understanding this conceptually like I do. It doesn't help. I'll tell you right now, understanding it conceptually doesn't help. It doesn't make you any happier. But what I want you to discover it is on the level of being, on the level of your actual being in this present moment, which is prior to knowing and understanding something conceptually. So when you understand what I'm saying to you conceptually, it doesn't matter. There is a level of knowing in this world that is actually prior to thoughts. That level of knowing is called being. And what it is, it's just right now. It's just now in this moment. It occurs now. It's fundamental. And your job is to discover what that being is. And when you do that, all suffering in your life completely ceases, according to the Buddha and according to Jesus Christ. And according to every spiritual teacher who knows what he's talking about. Because I've studied a wide variety of them, from all different practices and all different walks of life. Hindu teachers, the Bhagavad Gita, the Hindu book, the Dhammapada, the Buddhist book, the Bible, the Upanishads, which I'm studying all of them, and then I'm amalgamating them together, and then I'm presenting you what they're trying to tell you to do. What they're trying to tell you to do is to meditate. What does that mean? What does that word mean, meditate? You hear it all the time. What does it mean? It means bring your attention to the now, this moment, because it's all that exists. And if you do this for thousands of hours, you'll start to see some fucked up shit that's happening in this moment. Magical, crazy things are going to happen in this moment, but it's going to stay the same. This moment's going to stay the same, but it's going to be recontextualized. Meaning that no longer will you be sitting on the meditation cushion as Adam, as a person, as a human being. You'll just be sitting on this meditation cushion, existing as the present moment, infinite consciousness. And that word infinite consciousness, what does that even mean? I don't even know. It's a pointer to this present moment, the truth that underlies it all. Okay? It's very important that you understand that what I'm saying is not a belief. I'm pointing to something that you can experience, that I have experienced, not in its full glory, and I'm working towards that. But I've gotten tastes here and there of some very interesting and counterintuitive and paradoxical and scary aspects of reality, including the fact that, fuck, I probably don't exist. I probably was never born. I'm probably never going to die. It's all a story. It's all a fiction. And your job is to cultivate your ability to return your attention to this present moment. And as you do that and you observe the present moment carefully, then magical things are going to happen to you. As you start to dissolve the concept of self, the concept of Adam, this thing, as you start to dissolve that, I was saying that the boundary between self and other dissolves, meaning that you can radiate unconditional love out into the world because you can love the world as much as you love yourself, because that distinction between the world and myself is a false distinction. And you can't believe that. You just have to experience now. You have to experience it by doing thousands of hours of meditation practice, and by in studying it yourself, and by listening to spiritual teachings like this one. And they're going to keep coming. This is just an overarching video about some really profound things that I've learned and that I'm able to conceptualize and share. But I can't share with you what I've experienced and what I'm experiencing now. You have to experience that for yourself. I have other videos talking about how to meditate properly. I have other videos about how to study properly. And I'm going to be making more. And we're going to stay on this path. Because this is really what you want in your life. This is the deepest that life has to offer. This is all that it's all about. You're living your life every day in this existence, and you're going to work and shit, and you're going to school, and you're studying for your tests, and you're doing your assignments and stuff, but you don't even know what is happening right now. You don't know why existence exists. And I'm telling you, if you knew, not just on the level of knowing, but on the level of being, this is called enlightenment. If you experience it on the level of being, your entire life would completely change. You would be a different person, literally, but also you wouldn't do the things that you do. You wouldn't suffer anymore. You, you, you would be able to radiate unconditional love from within yourself. And so far, it seems that that is the most important aspect of reality. This is the deepest we'll ever get. Nothing is more important and more fundamental than talking about metaphysics, which is what we're talking about right now. The nature of reality, what is it made of? So this was kind of a rant video. In the future, I'm going to come out with more structured videos where I break down these ideas that are very, very difficult to communicate to people. I'm going to try breaking them down in easy to understand, easy to digest ways so that you can understand them properly and so that you can also take action on this present moment here. That's what I'm pointing to. Practice meditation. See for yourself if what I'm saying is true. And if it is, holy shit, you don't exist. But if it's not, who cares? You have nothing to lose. But imagine if what I'm saying is true, you don't exist. Okay? Imagine if what I'm saying is true. And you live your entire life and you don't even know and you don't even realize that. Imagine that. Imagine if you were living in the Matrix, would you want to know? How would it affect your relationship to reality if reality turned out to be a dream or reality turned out to be a Matrix simulation? How would you act differently? That is how this topic is practical. It changes every aspect of your life from the inside, from the root, the foundation out. Okay? So stick with me for more. I'm going to improve my video quality. I just have to get this information out there. It's just super important. Okay? Good luck. Try doing some meditation and study spiritual masters and study Google, learn about meditation, learn about enlightenment, learn about awakening. Okay? That's what I'm talking about here. It's the most profound thing that I have found in reality so far. And I'm going to continue searching. So thank you so much for listening and have a great day. It's the present moment the whole time.